Well, welcome everyone to this special edition of Random Game Wednesday. I started just a touch sooner to make sure everybody gets a notification. It's the first time I've ever scheduled one, so if anyone's here watching, pipe up in the comments so I know we're good. Anyhow, so we're going to talk a little bit about a little game called Star Citizen today. So, I've been a backer for a long time on this game, and I will tell you right away, I want to warn you all that I am a fanboy. So there's going to be a lot of that in here. So I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get in here and chat, and we will get started at 1 o'clock, but I wanted to make sure the stream was live since it was scheduled. So that's what's going on. So looks like we got a few people watching, so pipe up in the comments. I'm going to do my best. I'm a one-man show here today, so I'll do my best to keep up with the comments. What I'd like to see is I'd like to see some interaction if you guys have any questions. I kind of have a basic idea of some of the stuff I want to talk about, but I'd love to hear what questions you have, if any. So are you familiar with Star Citizen? Is this all new to you and all that kind of stuff? So that's what I'd like to see. So let's get a few minutes, see if anybody else gets in here, and we'll go from there. So hopefully the chat is working. Let's see here. Throw something in there. All right, so if you're there, throw something back. And then we'll get started here in just a couple minutes. So I hope everybody's having a good holiday. For those of you that are still on vacation, happy holiday vacation. I'm enjoying this week very much. Haven't even been in Star Citizen in quite a while, so this has been an interesting little adventure the last couple of days, getting everything reinstalled and going that way. But explain why we're doing this now here as soon as we are at 1 o'clock. Again, anybody that was waiting for 1 o'clock, I don't want to get ahead of them. So we'll go ahead and get this video started so it's not a black screen. I'm just going to play this in the background as we're talking initially. This is one of the early trailers, gameplay trailers, so this will just give us something in the background to talk about. So, so yeah. And the clock is ticking down. So, hope everybody got spoiled. I certainly did. Got another ship for this crazy game that's taking forever to get done. And yeah, that's kind of what inspired me. So we are at 1 o'clock. So welcome everyone. We're going to officially start the stream and start talking about Star Citizen. So the reason I wanted to do this stream, again, this is Random Game Wednesday, but this is a special edition. So we usually live stream on Wednesdays and we'll play a game. But I want to do something a little different this morning, and we'll see how it works out. Again, hopefully we'll get some interaction on the chat. But if not, I just want to talk about Star Citizen. So I've been a backer for a while, and everybody out there seems to be, you know, covering Star Citizen and talking about it. So I actually have been a backer for, let's see here, see if I can show you guys. I have been a backer since December of 2014, and I just realized that was 8 years ago. So I've known about this game for quite a while, and I actually put money into this game way back in 2014. Now, the reason I have kind of stayed away from really covering this a lot on the channel is because everybody was kind of doing it. There was a ton of content out there, and I just didn't want to like jump on the bandwagon. I figured anybody that was interested had plenty of resources to find out about the game. However, last week when we were doing our Random Game Wednesday, one of my subscribers, Jay, jumped on, and he hadn't ever really heard of Star Citizen. He didn't know much about it. And I kind of realized at that point, there may be several of my viewers that don't know about Star Citizen. And this is going to be potentially one of the most immersive games ever. So again, get your game on. We're all about immersive gameplay. And this game has the potential to be basically a virtual life in a whole alternate reality. So I'm like, all right, I probably should cover that. And then the other reason I wanted to cover it is right now there's a holiday sale, and it's probably the best holiday sale I've ever seen Star Citizen or CIG Cloud Imperium Games ever offer. So if you were ever interested in this game, now is probably the perfect time to get involved. And we're going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about gameplay. I'm actually going to do some live gameplay. Again, this is all just a replay of some of the past footage from other demos and stuff like that. But let's start off. So what is Star Citizen? Well, Star Citizen is a lot of things. If I had to use one word to describe it, I would say ambitious would be the word I would use to describe it. So they call it a first-person universe versus like a first-person shooter. It's a first-person universe, and I would even add the word streaming. So it's a first-person streaming universe, so it's seamless. You never get load screens. Everything is just continuous from the time you leave a planet to the time you go to a space station, all that stuff. So basically what the game is its own little IP or universe that takes place in two segments. So there's the sandbox game, which is Star Citizen, and that's this huge universe that's been created that you can go out and you can be a pirate, you can be a merchant, you can be a miner, you can be a salvager, you can be a mercenary. So pretty much anything you want to do in this universe, you can do. So within this universe, there's also another part to the game, and the other part to the game is called Squadron 42, and that's your more traditional single-player adventure, single-player story-driven game, and it all takes place again in the Star Citizen universe. But that is your military exploits. So what the idea behind that is, you join the military, you're going out on missions, and you're basically going to have a story-driven game to play. Now they've already filmed all the cutscenes, they've had all the actors, and they've had some pretty top-tier actors involved on this too. Mark Hamill. Gillian Anderson. I mean, there's just a ton of big names that have already done their acting, and all that stuff's been filmed. So the Squadron 42, for those of you that remember Wing Commander, which is Chris Roberts' original game, that's Chris Roberts is the developer of this game. This is the successor to Wing Commander, basically. So Squadron 42 will be the newer version of Wing Commander. And then that wraps into the Star Citizen universe. The idea is once you've done the story-driven game, you basically muster out of the military and you join the universe at whole. Now, it's a multiplayer game. It's basically kind of an MMO. So you have multiple people out here. And the idea is to have it as a single server, so to speak. So everybody will be in the universe at the same time. You're not going to have to join a separate shard or server to be on, make sure you're on with your friends. Theoretically, it's all going to be one open universe that everybody will be able to participate in at the same time. So it's an absolutely beautiful game. So that's kind of Star Citizen in a nutshell. And, how did it get started? Well, again, Chris Roberts was the developer of Wing Commander, and he became very prominent in the 90s. So what ended up happening, though, for Chris is he ended up selling off his gaming company, and he got really disenfranchised with kind of what was happening. He was forced to deliver a game way before it was ready, and that really put a bad taste in his mouth. He did not want to ever be forced to put out a game that he didn't feel was at the top tier that he expected. So he actually got out of gaming for a while. He went to Hollywood. He did some movie making. Lord of War, I think, is probably one of his most famous movies with Nicolas Cage. So he did that, but he always missed the gaming side, and he wanted to come back. But he didn't want to be forced to put out another game that was not up to his standards. So back in the day, in 2012, he started the launch of Star Citizen, the concept, and the announcement's down in the description below if you want to watch it. But he had this vision for this game. It was the next Wing Commander, and he had all these thoughts that he wanted to do. And at that time, it was going to be a fairly small game. It was going to be on par with some of the games he had done earlier. and this thing just exploded. And to give you guys some context, basically what had happened, that was at the time where all the mobile gaming stuff was taking off. I mean, you had everything with smartphones and tablets, and everybody talked about how PC gaming was dead, and that the future was all the mobile games. And for those of us that are heavy into PC games, we didn't really appreciate that. And apparently I'm not the only one, because once he announced this, there was so much interest that it crashed their initial servers, that they were just, basically just a website that talked about the game. Those crashed as soon as he announced this. So it's pretty funny to watch the announcement, because at the end he gets the notice and he's like, oh, you can see in that moment he realizes that this is something that actually might have legs and might take off. So it's kind of fun to watch. And again, I've got a series of videos that I've linked down in the description. So he did the traditional Kickstarter. And again, this was back when Kickstarter was kind of new. And he ended up starting the Kickstarter campaign. He made his funding goals, but it didn't stop there. And it kept going and kept going. And to date, Star Citizen is the largest crowdfunded game ever created. And as of right now, you can see here, it's over $500 million in funds. So we're at 538 million. So this has been a very successful venture. It's achieved what he wanted to do. It's given him the resources to be able to build the game he wants to build. And with all the interest, back when we started, you can see there's this list of kind of the stretch goals that were akin to Kickstarter campaigns. And this is way back. I don't know if we got a date or not. Oh, yeah, here you go. So this is October 30th, 2012, and you can see the goal was to get to $2 million, and then, boy, if we could get there, and then, oh, boy, if we get up to, $3 million and all that stuff. And these were all the stretch goals, and, that they were just, pie in the sky here, and here you go. Their biggest one, you come all the way down here to the stretch goals. We're talking 23 million, 25 million. Can you believe that happening? And if you come all the way down, you can see that at the end of the day, their biggest stretch goal was 65 million. That was, oh my goodness, if that ever happened, that would be amazing. And again, now we're at over 500. So because of all these stretch goals, that little game that he envisioned grew in scope and size pretty dramatically. And this is all on the Robert Space Industry website if you're interested in reading through it and see what happened there. So basically, that's kind of what happened with Star Citizen and how it got started and the funding that's made it successful. So basically, what's happened? Why is it taking so long? I've heard this is a scam. I've heard that this game will never be finished. So let's talk about a little bit of that. So first and foremost, this game is not a scam. This game is actually 100% not a scam, and I can tell you that because you can actually play it, and I will show you some gameplay. We'll go into my account and we'll do a little gameplay here in just a bit. So it's not a scam. Now, whether the game's going to ever be a top tier game that's not buggy or that actually functions the way you envision, that's a whole different subject. But this is not a scam. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this right now was because currently there's some really good promotions going till January. January 10th is the end date for this promotion. So I want to get the word out to anybody that's ever looked at this game or may be interested in this game, because again, there's some really good things going on. So let's go ahead and we'll just go to the page here. So what's happening right now through Christmas is this Luminatia, which is kind of the Star Citizen Christmas. And the reason I wanted to let you guys know about this game now is because there's a couple really cool things happening. So first and foremost, anybody that signs up and buys a package, any base package, automatically gets this free ship. So you'll get this little utility vehicle. It's called the Argo. And basically, it's a little utility craft that will help you in the universe. But the point being that you can actually almost double your ship count by buying a base package. So let's talk a little bit about how you get involved with this. So one of the big reasons I was interested in Star Citizen, I hate subscription games. I can't stand paying a monthly fee for a game that I may play that month, I might not. So subscription games, I subscribe to Star Wars Galaxies because I love Star Wars, but I, in general, hate subscription games. It's what kept me out of EVE Online and all that stuff. So the very first thing I want to know when I looked at Star Citizen was, okay, is it going to be a monthly subscription? No, it's not. So that was the first thing that was important to me. I was like, okay, so you mean I can buy this game once and then I have access to it indefinitely, and that's the way it works. So all you ever have to buy in this game is a base starter package, and that's it. You never have to spend another dime on this game if you don't want to. And so those are the things that really intrigued me. So let's go through the process and just say that you wanted to get involved in this game. And we'll just start from scratch. We'll just go to a new website here, and we're going to type in, to start, Roberts, and you can see how it comes in, Space Industry. So Roberts, Space Industries. I'll type it in anyways. Maybe. And we hit enter, and it takes us to the main page. And again, if you guys watching have any comments, feel free, throw them up, and we'll talk about whatever you're interested in. So this is going to take you to the base game. So you have join the universe, start the adventure, follow the development. So we're going to go here and go join the universe. And what I would recommend if you're interested in starting this game is you come over here to account, and you're going to be faced with this little sign in here. And what you want to do is hit this Enlist Now button. So when you hit this Enlist Now, the account name that you put in there is very important that you pick something, because that's going to be your tag. That's what everybody's going to see your name as. So don't just type in a series of stuff thinking it's just an account name. This is going to be your call sign, your tag in the actual game itself. So put in something that you want to be known by, and then just fill in, your name, email, and put a password in, all that good stuff if you want to stay informed and get future info. But here's the key thing if you want to get the bonus stuff. So when you do this, go to this add code, okay? And that's going to open up this window here. And that's where you want to type in the code that you can see up here. So it's STAR, and it's WBJT-WNNL. So you would type that in right here. So let's go WBJT-WNNL. Oh, well, yeah, if you do it right. Let's see here. Let's try it again. WBJT, and then we go to WNNL. And I've got a bad letter in there somewhere. All right, you get the idea. Let's do this again. Man. All right. So, once again, pretend I didn't do that. WBJT. Okay? WNNL. There you go. Just don't click in there because it messes up. So once you do that, and when you enlist, then once you buy a base package, it's going to give you 5,000 credits in-game, which are called UEC. So you get that above anybody that just signed up and did it. So it gives you 5,000 of those. And, again, if you do it before January 10th, you're also going to get this cargo ship. And so I highly recommend, if you've ever thought about doing it, now is the time. Here's the other reason I think now is the time potentially to join this game. Because let's go ahead and go to the Pledge Store. This is where you buy your game packages. So basically, if you see, we've got all these starter packages, and right now they're discounted. And these are the two that they recommend. But what I would like to show you is there's a whole series of them. They keep it kind of easy so that you don't have to worry too much about it. So again, let's go to Luminatia, which is the Christmas thing. And basically what you do is we'll go to the Refer a Friend thing and find out more. And so this talks about all the bonuses. So again, until January 10th, you get the 5,000 UEC, and you also get the Argo multiplayer utility vehicle. So all you have to do is spend a minimum of $40 on the game, and what you will do there is let's go to the Pledge Store, and you will pick a package. And basically there are tons of packages all discounted right now. So again, the only thing you ever have to buy at the bare minimum, if you bought this Aurora starter package right there, $40, $40.50. That's it. You never have to spend another dime on this game to play Star Citizen. And you can play what's going on now in the alpha right away. The only add-on you may want to consider is there's this Squadron 42. So let's say you have no interest in the MMO. You hate multiplayer, you hate PvP, you hate all those people. Well, you may want to purchase just the Squadron 42 standalone pledge. So this will give you the story-driven game when that's released, and it's still years out. They're still working on it. But if you have no interest in the MMO part of it and you just want to play the story-driven game, the Squadron 42 package is what you need. $45 for a AAA game, and then you're done. You have it when it comes out. If you buy a starter package and you still also want to play the Squadron 42, there's an option when you pick your starter package to add the Squadron 42 to it. So if you did that, you would have the whole game, single player and multiplayer, all ready to go. So that's what I did. I actually bought the whole thing. I bought a starter package, and then I also added the Squadron 42. But look at all these great discounts. So as I said, this is a perfect time to get involved in the game, and this is all you would ever spend. Everything else in the game, all these, I mean, you can scroll down here. It gets kind of crazy. They have, you could spend $1,100 on this thing if you wanted to. You could spend, $250. You can spend a ton of money, but that's the key to Star Citizen. You don't have to spend that much. And all these games, all these ships, all these bigger ships, all these expensive ships are all purchasable in the game itself. So that to me is what makes Star Citizen a really cool deal. And that's why I was interested in it. And because it could potentially be the coolest game ever made. Now, I'm going to tell you right up front, if you don't like games that are buggy, that you're always getting glitches or that are a struggle from time to time with crashes or disconnects, stay away from this game until it's finished. Circle back around in a few years when the game's actually done. Do not get involved with it now. If you're the type that'll bash your keyboard into the monitor when you have problems, this is not the game for you. But if you're the type of person that likes to push technology and likes to live on that technological edge of what is possible, this game is pushing all kinds of boundaries. They've already achieved things that people said would never be possible. And everybody said there's no way you can make a game that you could leave from a planet and go all the way into space without a load screen. They've already done that. They have entire planets developed. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into the game and show you a little bit about what we've got going in. Hey, Fat Raccoon. How you doing? Sorry, I'll try to look over and look at chat every once in a while. Do you have any questions about Star Citizen or anything along those lines before we get into the gameplay? There's a big note also. Again, you can see all these ships. Which ship is perfect for you is a whole nother video. Again, if you're curious about that and you're in the chat, throw something up and I can kind of run you through it. But all these ships have like ship commercials. There's tons of Star Citizen videos that cover each individual ship. So there is a ship out there for you and your playstyle. I can guarantee you that. So that's a whole nother thing. But anyhow, so let's get into the game a little bit and actually show you what this is. And this is why I say this isn't a scam, because you can play this now. So we're going to go into, let's go ahead and close this down, and then let's go ahead and stop this gameplay trailer, and let's just get to the launcher. All right, so here we are. So we've got the game. And so another quick note about Star Citizen. So they were supposed to have the brand new patch out before the end of the year. So that was 3.18, and you can see here it's 3.17. And I was waiting to do that for today. I was hoping that patch was out so we could go over all the new things in the patch. But that is so much your experience with Star Citizen if you get involved with this. You will always be waiting for more. You will always be going, well, that patch is supposed to be out. Again, they don't throw anything out until it's finalized, until it's done. So so here we are. That's the Star Citizen experience in a nutshell right now. Is there's a lot of cool stuff, but it doesn't always get pushed out when they plan to. They run into bugs and stuff like that. But when you're pushing the limits and you're trying to do things nobody's ever done, how do you plan for that? So, all right, so here's the launcher. We're going to go ahead and launch the game, and we'll start in my account. So and we'll get into some gameplay. It's probably a lot more fun than just watching me pop up some windows and some web pages. So anyhow, so I'm trying to think of Elite Dangerous. If you've ever played Elite Dangerous, this game was announced right when Elite Dangerous came out. This is like Elite Dangerous, only with all the first-person stuff in it. Again, I showed you that whole list of stretch goals, so you've got all that going on, and you can see the ambition of the game as it started and where it's developed now. It's crazy. So back when the game started, we didn't have the persistent universe. This is Star Citizen here, this persistent universe. When it started, we basically had a hangar that we could walk around and check out our digital spaceships in. Then they came out with this thing called Arena Commander, which is still functional. This is kind of a single player match type game. So you can get in here and you can, pick your style. You can do Pirate Swarm, which is fighting against other AI ships. You can just do free flight if you want to fly your ship around. There's even a race mode. But all of the stuff has now gotten more transferred over into the persistent universe. So they don't really do a lot with this now, but this is still here if you're interested in it. And, you can sit here, you can select, you can rent different types of ships. There's my Saber. You've got these little, kind of motorcycle hovercraft. There's so much in here. It's so awesome. So there are those things. And then Star Marine is the same kind of thing. This is the first-person shooter version. So you basically, that probably looks familiar to Doom for all of you FPS people out there. So this was kind of the first-person shooter. But again, this was before the persistent universe came along. And now that the persistent universe is here, they've kind of wrapped all that stuff into the persistent universe. So when you start the game, the first time you load in, there are several locations that you can start. So you kind of choose your home base. And I've already chosen Area 18. Area 18, the planet is very similar to Star Wars Coruscant in that the whole planet is basically a giant city. There's other planets that are like Microtech, which is kind of a Microsoft high-tech type planet. It's way out on the rim. It's in a snow-covered biome. There's Hurston, which is an industrial planet that you can start there. Just don't breathe too deeply because it's pollution and all that. It's kind of the concept of if a corporation took over a planet strictly to basically profit from it, what would happen? And so there's all these places, and you'll choose one to start on. I've chosen Area 18 because it's got a lot of shopping and all that stuff that's easy to get to. So we're going to start in Area 18 on the planet ArcCorp. So we'll load that game in. So this is all live. It may crash. I mean, again, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to get kind of configured here for flying. So those of you that watched the channel before know I have a flight motion platform, but this game obviously doesn't work with that yet. So we're just playing this on my monitor, and I got my HOTAS, my backup joysticks over here, and we'll see how we do. All right, so here we go. This is kind of the start of the game. So you start off, and it's first person. I'm laying in bed, and that's kind of how you start. Now I'm going to turn off the chat over here. There's a global chat, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off so we don't get a ton of chat spam. So I'm in bed here. I'm going to get up. I want to get up out of bed. Okay, and I'm in my little apartment. So this is my apartment. You can see I've got clothing over here. You just woke up, so you might want to head in here. Here's the bathroom. I need a sink. I want to... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's open the door. Go past that. So, got your sink here, and, if you've got any kind of other needs here, you gotta love the space toilet, right? So, paper towel roll, all that good stuff. So this might be what our bathrooms look like in the future. So you stay in the shower, and then if you need the toilet, you grab that out of there. So, so that's kind of that. And let's go ahead and head out a little bit. And we're gonna open the door here. All right. So this is the apartment complex, and you can kind of get a flavor of the detail that Chris Roberts is putting into this game. And let's see, was it nighttime? All right, and there's a day and night cycle. I never know what it's going to be like. So right now, this is our corp. This is Area 18, and you can see it from the balcony window. See all the traffic and stuff like that, all the signage. So what we're going to do is call an elevator. And what's crazy about this is everything in this game is physicalized. So even the elevators themselves. This is not a load screen. This is actually an elevator that is physically moving me to the ground floor of this building. It's nuts how much they've done and all this stuff. So, and that's, again, like I said, that's kind of the buggy stuff. Got guys standing on chairs. That happens once in a while. So if you're looking for a polished game, we're not there yet with this one. But here you go. All right? So this is our corp. This is Area 18. It's a big old city, and you can come over here and you can go shopping. So we're going to come in here. So this is, you know, if you want to be a trendsetter, here you go. Here's all your gear. And so the idea is throughout the universe, wherever you go, there's going to be different things that you can buy. And that's at UEC. You use the UEC to purchase stuff. So I'm not a slave to fashion, so I'm not really so interested in that. But what I do like are guns. I am a fan of the guns. So there you go. Let's go in here. Can never have too many guns, right? All right, so all right, here we go. Oh wow, look at this. All right, got industrial tools. You got armor, space suits, flight suits. There's some cool armor if you want it. So we definitely want to get a gun. So we're going to come in here. And I am partial to submachine guns. I really like submachine guns. So I'm going to buy this rifle. So it opens up my Moby glass. Now your Moby glass is essentially something that's on your arm. It's like a wrist thing. And it's where all your menus come up. So, and what's kind of cool is if somebody walks up behind me in the game, they can actually see my Moby glass. So this isn't just like a, you know, a pause screen with a menu. It's actually in the game, this Moby glass. So you can see here I've got some UEC here. This gun's going to cost me $3,600. So again, if you do buy the game, that 5,000 UEC will allow you to buy a gun right off the bat. And we're going to confirm the purchase. All right. So we got it. Okay. And then let's come over here. You got to have ammo if you're going to buy a gun. So here's all the different ammo types. So I'm hitting F. F is kind of the use key. And we're going to buy a few of these. All right. Let's confirm the purchase. 13 UEC. And so you can buy everything from, you know, t-shirts all the way up to new spaceships in this game. And this is all functional right now. So there you go. All right. So now we got that. So let's look at our inventory real quick. So here's my character. All right. So I've already got some armor that I had purchased previously. So let's put that armor on. Let's see what that looks like. And let's get this legs. We'll throw this on here. I've got to put some armor. And the armor does help you when it comes to FPS. So let's go ahead and throw a cool helmet on. So if you don't put your helmet on and you go out where there's no air, you will suffocate. So you have to stay on top of that. And what we got for weapons? So we just bought the submachine gun. So what we're going to do is take this and we're going to put it on our back. Let's carry our back. So all the inventory actually goes on your body here. It actually clips on. And the different armors will carry different types of weapons or different amounts of weapons. So light armor can't carry as much as heavy armor, that kind of thing. So I'm going to put my sidearm on my hip. We got this really cool knife. Throw the knife here. So you can see everything. Like if I had grenades and stuff, my grenades would be sitting on my belt. That's how this game works. And I don't think this guy... yeah, this armor that I have now only basically will hold one. Heavy armor, you can put 2 long guns on your back. So it's kind of cool that way. So that's the reason you would get more armor, better armor, not as good armor. So there you go. All right, that's us. Let's go get out of here. So you just can see the detail. It's so cool. Here's a hot dog vendor. There goes a shuttle. So there's the shuttle. There's the city. And it will go to a day cycle also. So, all right. Let's see what's down through here. So we need to go to the spaceport to get in our ship. So again, you can kind of see it's the city. Now you'll notice in this upper, the upper right corner, there's a satellite-looking icon. That means you're within a civilized sector and that any crimes you commit will be reported. And then you see a bullet there with a no on there. This is a no-fire zone. So you couldn't pull your weapons out and shoot somebody even if you wanted to. Now there are other areas, once those icons go away, anything goes. So, alright, so here's our corp. See all this cool stuff. It's kind of Blade Runner, it's kind of Cyberpunk 2077 all mixed together. Just amazing to look at. Alright, so there you go. So we need to get to the space station, which is a little bit of a tram ride out of town. So we're going to come over here. Trade development. Alright, so this is the City Flight Transit. So we have some spaceships waiting for us at the spaceport. So here we go. So we're going to run down here. And you can see we have got a shuttle right here. Let's see, can we make the shuttle? There we go. So we have just got on the tram. So the tram is going to take us to the spaceport. So there it goes, and off we go. So we'll come to the front of the tram so you guys can get a good view of the city. So Dumper's Depot is kind of shipped parts and like almost like a salvage yard type of place would be. And you can see here we're just kind of transporting out through the city on the trans system. City's pretty cool at night with all the lights. See all the stars up there. You can look back here. We're still in the tram. See the city kind of going by. So here we go. So we're getting up on the highway. And this thing will take us to the spaceport. See all the other ships flying on the roads. So remember this roadway here, what it kind of looks like here. And then the tram will take right up and drop us off. So here we go, pulling up to the station. Just like you're at Disneyland or something. Alright, so we're going to step out here. So there's the tram. You can see we're in a completely different spot. And again, no loading screens, nothing. This has all been seamless. And then we're going to come here. So, I've kind of done the math. And again, it's been 8 years of this, but I've got almost $1,000 in this game. And you may ask yourself, well, why did you spend all that money if all you needed was a base game? You talked about how you just had to spend $45 or so. So this is kind of the kiosk. So I'm going to show you right here when I touch this. So these are all my ships. These are all the ships that I've purchased over the last 8 years. There's everything from little ships to big, giant spaceships. And the reason at the time I bought them is when I first got involved in the game, we basically didn't have the persistent universe. So if you wanted to fly anything in the first-person games or the the kind of the space combat stuff, you had to purchase them. And the other thing that happens is, because the game's still in development, there will be wipes from time to time, and in fact, there's going to be a wipe of the servers as soon as the new patch comes out, and that means anything that you've ground for in the game in this beta stage or alpha stage where the game's not done yet, you're going to lose everything. So you don't want to get into this game with the intent of just grinding to get the new spaceship, because there's a good chance there'll be a wipe coming somewhere down the road. It might be a year from now, might be 2 years from now, might be 6 months. It's whenever they deem it necessary. So that was one of the other reasons I bought into this game and actually bought some ships, because every time there's a wipe, I still get to keep these ships. So I'm not starting over from scratch with just a base ship. I actually can go back into the type of gameplay that I want to. So that's why I bought the more expensive ships. Now the thing is, with the new ones, let's go ahead and, by the way, let's get started here. This is the ship I got for Christmas. So we're going to go ahead and retrieve this one. So you hit retrieve, and very important that you watch for the hangar. So hangar 2, so that's important to remember. Hangar 2 is where it came up. So what's cool now, though, versus when I bought into the game, is you can come over here, for example, and if you have the UEC for it, you can, this is like a car rental. You can actually rent any of these ships. So you can, oh, I really like that, I want to try it out. So you can rent for a day, 30 days, whatever. As long as you've got the money to do it, you can rent this. So you don't have to have anything other than that base package, like I said. So these are all kind of the ships that are in the game, and you can go to the website and again and see all the different types. And if there's interest, like I said, leave some stuff in the comments. We can talk more about the individual ships. So that wasn't available when I first backed the game, so I wasn't even able to ever try the other ships. So alright, we were in hangar 2, so we're going to head over to hangar 2. So we want to come this way, and that's the indicator where my ship is, but I can't run to it because it's actually in a hangar. And you can see if I come down here, these are commercial flights, interplanetary, domestic, so those are like gates. I need the hangars. So I'm going to come over here. There's a sign that says hangars. So I'm going to use the elevator just like normal. So we're going to pull that. And this will show you how these elevators are physicalized, because you're going to see the icon. That icon is where my ship is waiting for me at. You're going to see this thing zip all over the place as I head towards it. So this is where you got to remember what hangar. So I was in hangar 2. So I push hangar 2, and then watch as the elevator actually takes us over to it. Takes us closer. We're zipping by it. And there we go. We're here. So we're in hangar 2. Alright, so here we go. So this is my little Christmas present. It's basically a little shuttlecraft. It can go light speed, which is called quantum drive in this game. But yeah, it's got a couple guns on the front. You can see we're in this giant hangar. Huge hangar. So that's because some of the ships actually require this. They actually take up all the space. This one obviously does not. Alright, so let's get into this ship. So this is more of a shuttle. So you come in here and open this back. And so what I really like about this is a little shuttle, but it's like an ambulance. So there's all kinds of cool gadgets in here to open up. So there's like drinks and stuff like that, med pins, all that. And then there's a medical bed. So if one of my battle buddies gets damaged or hurt, I can drag him in here, and then we can basically patch him up enough to get him to a hospital or something. He won't die. So that's what's kind of cool on this. So let's go ahead. The ship is turned off completely. It's just sitting in the hangar. So we got to get in the seat. So you'll see the character. He'll sit down in the seat. And there's a really cool thing. So again, I'm hitting the F key, which is the interact key. And there's this thing called flight ready. So we're going to go flight ready. So that powers up all the systems. And you can see I got my hands on the throttle and all that stuff. So we're ready to go there. got a problem. Giant door in front of me. I can't get out. So what you have to do is you have to use your comms. So you go here. We're going to click this menu. We're looking for comms, and we need to contact the spaceport and say, hey, we want to leave. So Area 18 landing services. I'm going to click that. They'll reach out to them, hailing them. We are clear to launch. So there you go. So you see those giant doors right there opening up. And we're a little ship, so we can buzz out of here a little quicker. So we're flight ready. Everything's good. So I'm going to go give it a little up, and then let's go ahead and show you the outside view of it real quick. So here's the ship. So you can see I'm hovering to go out, and then I'm going to hit my landing gear. So we'll raise the landing gear. So now the landing gear's raised. Okay, go back in the ship, and let's see if we can take this out. So there we go. So, and I tilt my head. I noticed I always tilt my head. It's what I do in flight sims, so enjoy that. But yeah, so we're out of the spaceport now. Now, all those buildings that we were around are all in front of us.
Thank you.
So everything is still here. That's not a painting. This is all stuff that's in here. Do you remember the road we came into the spaceport on? That's right there. That's that road that we drove on in the shuttle bay, or in the shuttle. So all of this stuff is here, and this is just one planet. So again, I'm going to go ahead and go. We're going to go up a little bit. I'll go ahead and turn and kind of give you an idea of the city. And the planet, and as I said, it's all a giant city like Coruscant. So you kind of get an idea of what she looks like. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and go up into space. So, kind of get into the outside. So there we go. That's our ship. You can see there's the planet below us, and we're exiting the atmosphere. We're going out of the atmosphere. Now, if you ever come to Area 18, that big area right there is the landing bay. That's how you can find the spaceport. Look for the big blank area there's no buildings. It's just this giant, almost looks like an arrowhead or something. That's how you know where the spaceport is. Otherwise, you're flying around buildings. It's easy to get lost in this city, big time. So, alright, so we're heading out into space. You can see we're kind of getting up in the upper atmosphere. So go back in the ship here. Alright. So here you go. Now, we want to do a little traveling. So, what this game has is what's called quantum drive. Quantum drive is essentially warp drive, hyperdrive, whatever. It's how you get around the actual system you're in. And then if you ever want to go to another system, you use a jump point, which is basically a gate that takes you from one system to another. So we're in the Stanton system, so we're going to go ahead and fly within the solar system itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again pull up my Moby glass, and I'm going to go to this skyline thing. This is the Stanton system. There's the sun, and you can rotate it around. So you can see we are in ArcCorp. This is where we are. We are right there, ArcCorp. And we want to go somewhere else. There's Microtech. I told you about that. Here's Crusader and Hurston. So I want to go to Crusader. Crusader was one of the original gas giants in the game when they first got the persistent universe. So I'm going to set the route to Crusader. So we got Crusader selected, and we set the route, and we go back, and then we're going to activate the quantum drive, which is B, and then all those markers that just popped up are places that you could fly to. So let's see what we got here. It's telling me this way. Let's get a little more atmosphere, out of atmosphere. See, there's our corp right there. So that's an outside moon. So the planet's kind of in the way. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do a quick jump just to this. It's not very far away. And you can see there's the warp drive engaging. And that should be enough. To get us away. So I'm going to go ahead and stop in the middle of nowhere. So now we've traveled away from the main planet. There's the sun again. And that's another one. So we're going to go back to the Moby Glass. And let's go to the skyline. So you can see now that we've traveled. We were here. And we traveled out to this point. So I just selected it and went. So again, now we should be clear enough that if I go to Crusader, and we're going to set that route. Route not set. Alright, I still have a problem with interference. We're still flying through. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to go to Hurston. And set route. There it is. So now it's solid. See, that's for fuel required. We have plenty of quantum fuel, so we're good here. Alright, so we'll go to Hurston instead. Alright, so we're going to empty that. So all the planets also rotate. Like, everything is dynamic. So the planets aren't static. They're shifting, they're orbiting. So things move around. The sun moves around. All that stuff happens. Alright, so here we go. There's Hurston. Alright, then we'll do an outside view this time of it. So let's go. So here we go. There's our warp drive. So we are now traveling through the solar system. So we'll go back in the ship. There's not a lot to do. You can see we've got a ways to go. So let's go ahead and just get out of the seat and move around. We're not locked into a load screen or anything like that where we have to sit here and not do anything. We can actually get out of the seat while the ship is traveling. And keep in mind, there's going to be bigger ships. There are bigger ships. So, you know, there's not a lot of places to go here. But, and check this out. Let's go here. Let's go and open this back. Check that out. So we are traveling as we speak. There we go. So that's all quantum drive. So you could run around your ship, you could repair stuff, you could, you know, change out your armor, your loadout. You can fully move around and do things while you're you know, while you're quantum traveling. And that was the idea behind the game. They didn't want to have just a cutscene where you magically appear somewhere. They wanted to make it, you know, traveling has meaning to it. Some of the ships are faster, some are slower. So that's all part of it. Get back in the pilot seat and see how we're doing here. So then once we're back in the pilot seat, we get an idea of where we're at again. So we're at, what is that, 15 million kilometers out? So you can kind of get an idea of how far out. So just to show you, let's say I wanted to get out now. I'm like, I don't want to keep going there. I'm going to go ahead and hit B. So I'm going to stop here. And the other thing was, I could have jumped out the back door there. I'd be stranded in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we are basically between planets. You could send out a mission, say, somebody come get me, I'm stranded. But I could have completely jumped out right there. So now you can kind of see where we're at. We're right in between. There's Arcorp. There's Stanton. That's where we, or Hurston. That's where we're going. Now I'm like, well, you know what? I really wanted to go to Crusader. So now that I'm free of the planetary problem, I can change my mind. Let's go to Crusader. All right. I have enough fuel. We should be fine. So let's do that. And now you just basically have to reposition. So you're not on rails, you're not locked into where, okay, I picked this planet, now it's loading or it's doing something like that, and you're stuck. You basically can come out and change your plans as however you want. So here we go. Now we're going to go to Crusader instead. So that's kind of how that works. Trying to think what else I can tell you about the game. Again, I've got videos listed below that will give you a lot of the history, kind of the basic concepts that they started with. What am I most excited about in this game? Well, again, you have an open sandbox where you can live any life you want. The idea is, if you're in the civilized systems, there's going to be a lot of more law and order. Like, if somebody came out and committed a murder, like right on the street, there would be police there that would probably kill that person, you know, or things like that. But there are going to be systems that are going to be way out, like in the Outer Rim, that don't have law and order. It's going to be like the Wild West. And so you're going to have to be pretty good at PvP or just a good gamer if you want to survive out there. If you're good, you can go out there and do whatever you want. You can survive. It all comes down to how good a player you are. So that's kind of what's cool. It's a little bit of everything for everybody. If you just want to be a merchant and run trade routes, you can do that to your heart's content. If you want to mine, there's that mechanic. If you want to go out and find derelict ships and salvage them and scrap them, that's a thing. It's whatever you want to do in this universe, you get to do. And it's just such a detailed environment. As you can see, the graphics are amazing on this game. And that's really what's got me interested. The thought of being able to jump an explorer ship and fly with my friends on this one ship, and we can fly anywhere in this vast galaxy, it just intrigues me. It seems cool. The fact we could go off the grid, deep space, we could potentially find jump points that nobody knew about. It's just all that potential and possibility is really what has me excited about that. So we'll see how it comes. But that's kind of my thing. Now, what's interesting, how does the death mechanic work in this? So basically, you do not have infinite lives. It's not, I got killed and I'm just going to respawn, I'm going to respawn, I'm going to respawn. Every time you die, you lose a little bit. So basically, the idea is you have a cloned body. So your DNA is stored on a computer somewhere. So when you die, you're basically going to get cloned and you'll come back in the same body. But your ship will be gone. You'll lose whatever goods you had on you. You'll have insurance, hopefully. And if you have insurance, that means the insurance will buy you a new ship. But any customizations you did to it will be gone. It'll basically be a replacement ship. And then every time you die, you lose a little bit of that potential reincarnation. And eventually, you will be dead. You will just be, it'll be permadeath. So they haven't really said how many times you're going to be able to do that. I'm guessing it's going to be like, 20 or something like that. But you're going to have a finite amount of lives. And then once you've died completely, then you'll have an heir that will inherit everything. So that old character that you had will die, and then all your stuff will go to this new character that you'll create, and you'll pick up from there. So there is going to be like a lifespan for people in this universe. It's going to be kind of interesting. And death definitely has a penalty. So I like that. I like not just being able to respawn. So that's got me very intrigued as well. The game is supposed to be very based on skill. It's not just click and, aim and assist and all that. It's supposed to require some skill to be able to play the game well. First-person shooter style and air combat or space combat, as it were. So I love that concept. So those are the things that have me pretty excited about Star Citizen. It's this massive, again, ambitious game. So anyhow, so we're almost to our destination. You can see there we are 4 million kilometers out, and this is a gas giant, and basically one of the first places that we had to run around out here. So we'll show you that. So once we come out of our quantum, you can see our quantum, if you look there, there's quantum QUA, the fuel is getting kind of low. So the smaller ships, some ships don't have quantum drive. They can't do jumps like this. You always want to have a ship with quantum drive if you're going to be bouncing around the solar system. So the little snub fighters and stuff like that don't really have that ability. They have to dock to a bigger ship. So, but this one fortunately has. It's built to be kind of an explorer, and designed to kind of go out there. So it's got the ability to fly out. So you can see this, and again, you notice there's been no load screens. This is just, you know, streaming in. We've gone to a whole new system with a whole new planet. There's going to be several moons out here. So, oh, interdiction alert. I have no idea what this is. It might be a pirate. So I'm not sure what we got here. That's a red symbol. So I'm thinking that that's not ideal. Okay, that's missiles. Alright, so we're going to try to get out of here. Yeah, we got pirate ships. Wow, okay. It looks like about 3 of them. And they may be players. I'm not sure. So what I want to do is get the heck out of here. So I'm going to afterburn away and see if I can escape them. So we'll just go as fast as we can and see if we can get away from them. This ship isn't a super combat ship, so I don't really want to engage unless I absolutely have to. So I'm trying to see if we've lost them or not. There's also the mechanic. You can see all my boost fuel is getting really, really low, but I've got some pretty good velocity here. I need to keep that forward. So I need to get to a safe zone. So we're going to come back here, and I know that there is Port Olisar. So we're zoom in here. I need to find a Port Olisar. There it is. Hopefully I don't get killed in the meantime. Okay, there's a space station. Come on, let me get it. Again, it might be a problem because I might be out of luck for that. Let's see, set route. Port Olisar. Alright, well, we know it's kind of that way, so let's see if we can get there. Port Olisar, set route. Did I get it? Alright, going back. Let's see what we got here. So, because I can't quite pull it up on the map, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my B. Alright, let's see if I can find it this way. So, what is that? That's an outer marker. Port Olisar. Alright, let's see if we can get to the space station. So, we're spooling. They interdicted me, but we're going to see if we can get out of here. Alright. So, there we go. So Port Olisar is a safe zone. So if I can get there, they shouldn't be able to come in and kill me. Okay. So you see Armistice Zone. Alright, combat prohibited. So I should be good. So I gotta find the space station. Where is she? Where is the space station? They have done some enhancements on the graphics for sure. Oh, there's another ship. So there's an Aurora. So that might be an NPC. It might be another player. So that's kind of cool. That's a bad guy. We don't want to... Oh boy. That looked like gunfire. Well, what do we got here? What is he in? He's a bad guy. Well, let's try it. This might be a mistake. Alright, so he's wanted, so we're gonna see if we can... fighting back. Again, this is not a fighter, so yep, there he goes. There he goes fighting. Let's see. So I'm trying to see if... See, his shields are still pretty good. Alright, I'm just going to run. I'm going to try running. So we're going to go B again. See if we can find any kind of port, anywhere to go to. Just looking for something that's not red. I think I'm in atmosphere, so I'm going to get out of atmosphere. Again, I don't have any boost. So you can see on this lower screen, his shields are all up. My guns are not strong enough to really beat through his shields very well. So it's not worth fighting him because my shields are not all that strong. Again, I'm an ambulance. So... looks like he's still behind me. Yep, he's definitely still behind me. Well, we might have to fight him. Might not have a choice. Let's see how good we are. Nope. Please scare him a little bit. Maybe he'll run. Alright, there he goes. Got some good hits on him there. Alright, his shields are getting weak. Alright. Oh, his shields are back up and mine are gone. See, that's the problem. These shields are not strong enough. Get out of here. I don't have any boost. Try to... Come on, shields, get back up. Need to get to the damn armistice zone. Inbound missile. Gotta dodge it. There's the missile. I think it lost lock. Alright. It lost lock. Alright, let's get out of here. Go, 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 go. That's a moon. Selling. Oh, I'm jammed. That's why I can't travel. Alright, shields are back up. I guess we have to fight. He's jamming my stuff. I can't get away. Okay, let's get serious here. side here. Did we get him? That looked like a missile coming out. We might have killed him. No. Or he's got friends. Oh, that's not ideal. Okay, well, if he's got friends, we need to get out of here. We just gotta get out of here. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Alright, I don't see anything on the scanner. See if we're out of jammer range yet. We are. Alright, I'm just gonna boogie out of here. Just at least a little bit so we're not within range. There we go. Alright, we made it. I don't want to go too far because I'm getting really low on quantum drive. Alright, Port Olisar, please. That's what we were looking for. Selling. Well, let's go to, let's see. Port Olisar, Port Olisar. Outer marker. Hurston. Let's try this again. Let's see here. Skyline. We want to go. We are in Hurston. We should be safe. They shouldn't be tracking us. So we should be alright there. Hurston, Crusader, right there. Alright, let's try this again. Yella. Port Olisar. We don't want to go back to where we were, that's for sure. Set route. Port Olisar. Alright. That'll work. That should be it. Let's see if this gets us there. Hopefully we zoom. They might interdict us again, but we'll find out. Let's see what happens. There it is. We made it this time. So, we are safe. There's no bullets allowed here. So they shouldn't be able to do anything. So this is an orbiting space station. And we want to land. So what we're going to do is come up around it. Alright. There's another player. Kill all our throttle. Space brakes. Alright. So we need to contact.
Please come to an immediate halt and hold for your vessel to be scanned.
Go ahead and scan us. We're not doing anything wrong. Alright. So they're scanning us to see if we have any contraband or anything going on. Okay. Cool. Don't know if he's going to say anything or what. Alright, Port Olisar, we want to land.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Alright. So apparently we're okay. He didn't kill us. So didn't find anything bad. So you see we've got a marker here. At Port Olisar. All the turrets if anybody comes in and tries to do anything. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to lower the gear. And you can see all the gear come out. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Okay. And I'm trying to remember, I think... Let's see if I can do this. I think I can auto land it if I just hold down N. So to bring us down. Very nice. So we are here. We have landed in the space station, at the space station. Alright, so now
Complete. Have a pleasant stay.
if we open our deal here, we can see maintenance and repair. So we obviously got a little damage by that from that pirate, so we're gonna repair it. We definitely need to restock everything. And our refueling, that's what we burn mostly, so we definitely want to refuel that. And then hydrogen is our in-space stuff.
Is at 100%.
So we are good there. So we have just repaired and fixed everything. Now, so let's go check out a few other things while we're at Port All-Star. So, we're going to get out of the ship. So, let's see, F and exit. Turn this around. Go to the door, open that, go to the back hatch. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything, just throw them in the chat. I'll try to keep an eye on that. So here you go. So you hear me breathing. Oxygen's important. If I did not have my helmet on right now, I would be in trouble. I would suffocate, basically. So there you go. There's my little tiny ship. So we're going to run over here. So we're still outside. And here is an airlock. So if we go here, open the airlock. Go in here. And we're going to cycle the airlock. So right now we're in vacuum. And you're going to hear the audio come in as it gets pressurized. And now we are in a pressurized environment. And if I wanted to now, I can totally grab my helmet. I can take it off. And I will be just fine. Just got to remember to put it back on before I go back out in the airlock. So here's Port All-Star. You can see Crusaders up there. So it's pretty awesome. So let's show you guys one of the other ships. And this is what's also pretty exciting about this game. So we're going to come to the terminal. There's shops here. You can buy stuff here. There's missions to run. Things you can buy. You can buy new guns for your ship. All that good stuff. So we're going to come here. And let's pull up. We're going to pull up a fighter real quick. So we'll go ahead and pull the arrow in. Oh, it's on my other thing. So let's see here. I started Area 18, so everything is here. So let's do that, and then so you see this is on pad, and this is the ship I really want to show you guys. So I'm going to claim this. This is a really big ship, so I'm going to go ahead and claim it. No, so technically on a big ship, it takes, as you can see, it'd be 45 minutes for it to get delivered here. I'm going to expedite the fee.
Thank you.
And we'll get it here a little sooner. So, in the meantime, let's see, the Arrow 2 should be, let's expedite that.
Thank you.
So that's insurance, and that's the way that kind of works if you lose a ship. Alright, so we'll get that here, and then we'll pull it up. So yeah, you can come talk to these guys. Again, there's the Kasab outlet. You'll find that there's stores just like in real life, like Walmart and everything else. There's brands and outlets and stuff that are all the same. And then the other thing that's kind of cool, if we go to the Mobi-Glass again, you have these missions. So let's go with what do we want? I think we want Contracts Manager. So here you go. So here's General. These are all missions that you can take up. This is a package pickup, so you would go here, pick this up, and deliver it. There's search missions, so you have to go find something. A claim has been processed for a Caterpillar belonging to one of our policyholders, so they want you to go out and try to find this thing. Service beacons, combat assistance in deep space. And what's really cool, there's a bounty hunter, so they want you to go track somebody. What's really cool is the players are also able to make a mission. So if I had jumped out of my ship when we were in Quantum Drive and I was trapped out there, I could drop a beacon down and say, hey, I need somebody to come rescue me. I'll pay X amount to do that. So these are all the missions that you can undertake in the game too. So there is still quite a bit to do. It's kind of a fun game for not, we're a long ways from being finished with it, but it's definitely something that's playable as long as you don't mind the occasional glitch or bug or thing like that. So that's kind of how that works. So that's kind of a neat thing. And then, let's see, put the mobi-glass away. See how the ships are coming along. I'll show you a fighter here. Alright, so we've got the arrow. So I'm going to retrieve the arrow. So this is a dedicated fighter. So this is just like when we were at Area 18, C3. So first thing you want to check is make sure you are in C. So if I look at the deck 1, I am in C. So that's the strut, and I need to find 3. So you basically, that's 9, that's not it. So I'm going to guess it's over here. And then I guess I can show you guys also the outside. You also have a third-person view if you want. You don't get all your HUD and your tactical information, but you can do all the things like get down on the ground for tactical crawling. You can crouch, that kind of stuff. I can't pull my weapons out here because it's a no-fire zone, but otherwise I would be able to. So there you go. You can jump, you can do all that stuff. All right, so we need to go to 3. Here's weapons, live fire weapons. They got all kinds of good stuff in here, grenades and more guns. So that's kind of cool. All right, C3. That's C0 to 4. Now, very important. As I said, do not go out in the vacuum without your hat on. So, got the helmet on. You will suffocate. So here we go. All right. So we're going to go. And you'll hear the sound kind of die off as the air escapes. So now everything has kind of a muffled sound to it. You hear all the footsteps. It's just those little details like that that are kind of cool. So there's the fighter. So this is my light fighter, the Anvil Arrow. It's kind of cool. It's got missiles, it's got guns. So you saw the last one we had to get in. We basically climbed in the back. So this one is a fighter. So we're going to get in this way. So you actually crawl into the fighter. And then canopy's down. So it's off. So same kind of thing. You basically hit the flight ready right there. Powers up. So this has a lot more guns, a lot better shields than that the little shuttlecraft I had. So we're gonna just take this for a quick spin. So we'll take off, and again, show you the outside. There it is. And so this one's kind of cool because the wings fold down, and now we're in regular combat mode. So theoretically, I could try to go back and hunt those guys if I wanted to. This has a little bit more. I can't fire any weapons yet. Let's go ahead and quantum drive out a little bit. So if I go here,
Thank you. Please visit again.
let's see, what do we got? So here's a heavy That's the Navy vessel, so that's the good guys. So we kind of go out this way. It's like a lot of stuff out there. Selling. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go a little bit farther into deep space to show you guys something else that's kind of cool. We're just going to start to fly to Selin. It's not far. There's the fighter. Alright, and we're going to come out. So this is one of the moons. So quantum drive is off. But you can see we can fire now if we wanted to. So I've got Gatling guns and I've got top guns on this one. It's got 4. So let's go ahead and go down. Let's see, what do we got here? Aid shelter, research outpost, all kinds of stuff. Aid shelter, security post. Man, let's go to this mining place. Let's go there. Alright, so we're going to go down on the surface. So it's kind of autopiloting me down. Oh, it's going to be dark. It's on the backside. Okay. You can see we're getting close. Alright. You know what? I want to show you guys. I'd rather show you one on the light side. I didn't realize it was going to do that to me. Let's go... see if that's on the light side. See if that takes us to the bright side of the planet. And again, all the planets rotate and everything, so you will get sun eventually on them. More. All right. See if I can see the light side. Excuse me, everyone. Sorry. Space travel makes me sneeze. All right, so let's try this outer marker. This will get us around to the light side. So that's just an outer marker beacon that'll take us there. Alright, now there's got to be something here. Find something that's more on this side. What is this? Aid station, let's do that. Is that on the backside too? Nope, take us out. Don't do it. Alright, so I can't find shelters. Usually if there was a solid, it was on this side of the planet, but... Private property. Okay, don't want to go there. That gets in trouble. Let's see if this is one. If not, we're just going to go down on the planet. So, and you can see going by the planet. Coming around. Alright, well, let's just go down there. Let's see what we got.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now on.
Get back to the bright side of the planet.
Quantum drive is now on.
Alright, let's do that. So we'll just kind of fly down there. Do a quick hit here. Get as close to it, hopefully.
Is now
There we go. Alright, going down. So you can see there have been no load screens. Turn off the quantum. And there are outposts and stuff down here. I just didn't want to take you to one at night. I want you to be able to see. But here's a moon. So this is obviously an barren moon. But you can see we're coming all the way down. And we're going to blow up. I felt like I was coming in fast on that one. So that's kind of that deal. So what happens when you die? Well, you get respawned. Again, that's one of my deaths. So there's so much to do in this game. And you see we've played how long now and haven't had any problems. So it's definitely buggy. You're definitely going to run into issues, but it can be fun as heck to play as well. So anyway, so there you go. Welcome back. So I've been respawned. You'll be regenerated following the expiration of your previous body. So you get charged, obviously, like any good healthcare system, and then get out. So you can see I'm in a bed, and I'm gonna guess. Let's see where I'm at. So here we go. And if you look at your inventory, I've got this lovely gown now. So we need to put on an undersuit. Let's put on. Well, we'll go with blue. Why not? And then we can obviously put our armor back on. So you'll see here that I now do not have the armor I was wearing. I lost the helmet. I lost all the stuff I had. So I'd have to go buy new armor because all that stuff blew up in the crash. The ship is also blown up, but I can restock it just like at the terminal. I can file a claim on it. So what we'll do, I'm pretty sure I'm back in Area 18. Let's see where we're at. And yes, so we're back where we started. So because this is my home base and I hadn't found a hospital to log on to, we're right back where we started. So there you go. That's kind of how that works. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, let me know. I'd like to try some multiplayer also and show you guys the bigger ships and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. But if you are interested in this game, if this looks like something that's interesting to you, and again, you don't mind kind of fighting through the bugs and all that kind of stuff, definitely it's a good time to get it. So use that code for sure that's up there, and that way you get that extra ship, and that's yours to keep, and then you also get the extra UEC credits. So with that, I think we'll call this a live stream. Yep, 2:30. That's where I was trying to get us to. So there you go, and I hope you enjoyed it. And again, until next time, remember to get your game on. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. And let me pop us here and stop the stream.